This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Hey, we're going to start off with the Big Bash League, and of course, our WA team were beaten on Saturday. Yeah, so Adelaide Strikers had to go up to Brisbane, who lost against the Sydney Sixers
that was
on
a bit
Friday.
of a boil-over.
That was a boil-over. Brisbane's been the best team. Anyway, Josh Brown, one of their openers, came out yesterday and hit 140 runs. Like, that is bizarrely
Yeah, some teams
huge.
score that as a total.
Yes.
Yeah.
So were the other team there? Or
It seemed like they were just... It seemed, you know, when someone is playing a sport and they don't care if they get out, or that in particular they don't get out, but they just don't care, so they're just
in the
freewheeling
zone.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And he was tonking them like he was playing a golf game.
Yeah.
140 off 57 balls, 12
Amazing.
sixes, which is the most ever in a BBL game.
Wow.
It's the third highest ever BBL score. The top score ever made is by Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah.
Who's recovering from a massive night out in Adelaide, as we just discussed. So he's still up there, the big show, still doing it well. The thing about that game is the Brisbane now go in to play the Sydney Sixers in the next couple of days, and I think they'll win that game.
So that'll be
so they'll lose.
Well, that'll be in Sydney, though, then?
They'll be in Sydney.
Yeah.
They lost the rights to host the final because they lost at
first
Carrara
match. Yeah.
just a couple of days ago. So they certainly he gave up that right for sure. I want to go over to the NFL, and yesterday there was a lot of conference finals games going on in the gridiron, and we got to see the Kansas City Chiefs with Taylor Swift.
It's the only team we care about now.
That's right, beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills had a chance to ice the game.
Just to be clear, she doesn't play for them.
I know, but it's just...
But she does get more screen time than the
Yeah, so
game.
that's true.
Yes, she does, though. And her partner, Travis Kelce, scored 2 touchdowns. So every time he got anywhere
job.
near the ball, apart from a number of catches before then, boom, the cameras go right up to her.
Wow, who's the next famous person that's not Taylor Swift in that world? Like, you know what I mean? Who's got the same buzz? I mean, there's no.
Do you
real
mean
Taylor
as
Swift.
if, as in a way?
Another chick.
Simone
yeah.
Biles
No,
is
I'm
probably-
not talking about that's currently with them. I'm talking that's not attached to the NFL. Who could be that? I'm saying another team should send their hottest player
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Right, I get it.
to get themselves their own Taylor Swift. And who
Sure.
would that
Well-
be? Zendaya?
Yeah, or Beyonce has to leave Jay-Z.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
but Beyonce's going to be a little bit older, too old for
one
these
of the
players.
Kardashians, maybe.
Would
No,
Victoria...
the younger ones,
would,
like a Kendall or a
the
Kylie.
Jenners, yeah.
would
But
Victoria
people still a bit
Beckham
about her.
be the person in her time? Which she would have
Oh,
been...
Victoria
Yes,
Beckham. That was
yeah.
remember when we watched the Beckham documentary? That was the first time that a true celebrity couple that was married sports
Yeah.
and thing was in the forefront.
Yeah.
God, you've got to watch that documentary, everyone. You will have so much respect for Victoria after that documentary.
I do.
She
David
went
Beckham
through
was a
it.
bigger name than, say, your Travis
She was.
Kelce's. Yeah,
Yeah, most definitely.
He was like
stood
the
alone
pinnacle.
massively.
Yeah.
No, it is interesting, and I do think the Queen Bee, if she broke up, would be the
Yeah.
one that you'd all go for.
Even though she is older, you wouldn't say no. None of them would say no to Beyonce.
They won't go for. I mean, they won't say no to Beyonce, but you're not going to build a future. It's not
Yeah.
going to last.
No, but it's about making a splash.
How old are those football players?
They finish up at early 30s.
Unless you're old mate.
And
Tom
how old's
Brady.
Beyonce now? How old's Beyonce now?
That's a
Let's
great
play that
question.
age
I'm going to say
game.
40.
Okay, I'm going to say
40 okay,
I'm going to say
41.
43. No, I'm going to say 45.
While we're
One
discovering
moment,
that,
please.
Detroit 1-2 against the Buccanneers, and they're off to the finals, so they
42.
are absolutely going off. 42.
42.
Okay.
So she could hook up with Tom
She
Brady
could
and it
hook
wouldn't
up
be
with them.
weird.
Yeah, even if you're just playing your first season in the NFL and you're 23,
You do it.
Queen
Anyway,
Bee
she's
came in.
with Jay-Z though, and they're really happy.
Are they?
Jay-Z's 54, by the way. 54.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Got a bit of fresh gear for Jay-Z.
Is he?
Anyway, we get to follow Taylor Swift's adventures through the
yes.
NFL for one more week at least.
And, well, she seems to be the lucky charm.
She does. Well, the Rugby Sevens is finally here in Perth, and Charlotte Caslick, who's one of the champions for our Australian team. In fact, she's a dual Olympian. She's won every award under the sun as being the
was
world's best Rugby Sevens player.
World's best, like, of everyone
In the world.
in the world.
On
And
the
she
planet.
stars in ads, as we know, Nathan.
That's
Tradie
right.
undies.
Mate, well
Charlotte, good morning.
Good morning.
Was that a bit too much?
Charlotte, that movie, that song, we were just playing Murder on the Dance Floor from Saltburn. A lot of your team has seen Saltburn. What are their thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of them have seen Saltburn. They've been dancing around to that song, but they have their clothes on, which is great.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, they've been filming that yesterday. Apparently there's a Triple J cover of the song that they really like. So, that's been getting a lot of runs on the team boombox.
Oh, brilliant.
So Nathan, I haven't seen it, but Nathan was referring to when the song is playing, the guy's dancing around nude.
And his rod's
flashing
out.
his
just
gear.
Like,
Yeah, Rodney Hogg.
Yeah. It's going for gold, Shaun.
Bloody fantastic.
Are you going to do it now? Avert your eyes, Charlotte.
Charlotte, it's always exciting having an event like, say, Rugby Sevens, because when you see it internationally, in particular when I've been watching it in Hong Kong for 1,000 years, right? A lot of expats over there.
Sevens, yeah.
The atmosphere at Rugby Sevens goes off. Like, it's a party atmosphere for everyone.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's sort of, I guess, what is our point of difference in terms of for spectators. So there's almost like a festival on each night. There's lots of performers. I think Peking Duck's playing Saturday. And
there's food trucks and stuff, and
so much
sort of
going
party
on.
zones. Yeah,
I guess it's such a long day for fans to be out there, so they try and fill it with other stuff that you can do to entertain yourself when your team might not be on the field. Because there can be a big gap between our games.
Yeah, Australia have been very strong in this for a long time. Being able to represent your country and play in Olympics and Com Games and stuff like that must be awesome.
Yeah, it's the best. Obviously we currently have like a bit of a battle with NRLW and trying to retain players.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have an Olympic Games, the Commonwealth Games, and kids growing up wanting to be Olympians, I think it really helps keep girls.
It's a
in
good
our
edge,
sport.
isn't it? Yeah, for sure.
There's just nothing like being able to go to the Olympics. I think it's a pinnacle in all sports, and everyone in Australia grows up watching the Olympics and wanting to be an Olympian.
Well, there's a story going out right now that Olympic swimmers are actually kicking off, and a lot of the other athletes are. There's not enough beds in the Olympic Village. For
everybody to stay for the whole 2 weeks.
So basically the rule is 48 hours after your event, you've got to leave, and then you have to pay your own way if you want to stay in Paris and wait around for the closing ceremony. Was that the same? What was the rules with your guys, your accommodation on the Olympics?
So in Rio, we got to stay for the whole event.
Wow.
And then, so we played the first 3 days, and we obviously won our gold medal on day 3.
And then you just stayed for the rest of the time.
And then we had
party
like a 2-week
party
party.
people.
That is the goal.
And then Tokyo, obviously with COVID, was complete opposite. And we were out within 48 hours. And then I think they've kept that for Paris. So we're hoping that, some of the big swimmers might be able to,
they deserve it.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about the haul that the swimmers bring into the medal count.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And the fact that, you
Australia
could win because of the swimmers and then they're not involved, I don't know.
But the closing ceremony, not being able to take part in that after you've trained for year on year on year.
Because that's just a massive party, isn't it, the closing ceremony?
Yeah, and we won't go to the opening ceremony either. And a lot of the swimmers...
Because you're playing the next...
because we play so early, and a lot of the swimmers are the same. Yeah.
So that sucks, because you're at the Olympics. You want to be there at the start. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Charlotte, when you were at the 2 games that we just spoke about, did you fangirl over anyone? Did you get the opportunity to go and meet somebody that was just somebody you'd seen perform at such a high level?
We were on the same bus schedule almost as Nadal. So almost every time we'd go to training, he was getting on his bus. So that was just...
Rafa has to get on a bus.
Yeah, I know they're trying to win golds and stay concentrated in their event. Do you go and ask for photos or something?
Most of the time we do.
Really?
And I guess being we obviously have a lot of Australian athletes too that are really cool, like Patty Mills. The Boomers stay in the village with us, which is obviously the USA basketball team don't stay in the village. But they're awesome, and they were so supportive of us, especially in Rio. I think Patty's cousin played rugby sevens at the time, so he was loving it.
Yeah, right.
You'd be having breakfast with them, and I think that was a bit surreal.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Rugby sevens is so different in that it's so high octane, where you've got to be able to run in this game big time. So that's clearly one of your
sharp,
strengths.
isn't it? So run
the turnovers are there if you don't score. Yeah.
How long does it go for?
14 minutes.
Yeah, so it is short, sharp, and it is sprinting non-stop the whole time.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, no, it is. We have a few, gentleman codes at times when everyone's... Obviously, it's going to be hot on Saturday, I think, and we play at 12 o'clock. So I'm sure we'll be walking quite slowly to the scrum. But, it's very fast, and you obviously have to warm up 6 times, and then you cool down. and like waking up on, it'll be like day 3 Sunday is often quite a challenge because you're feeling sore and whatever, and then you still have 2 more games to go. So it's sort of like the emotional wave that you have to ride throughout the tournament's pretty hectic sometimes.
So after playing that game, going back to the normal game, does it seem so slow, or what's the deal?
Do you play the normal game, or are you
No,
just
I don't play the normal one.
So you've never played the
You're
normal...
just a sevens player.
Yeah, I have played a few games when I first started playing rugby, but I don't.
But you're like, hurry up.
My attention span's very short these days.
Playing internationally and being part of the Australian squad for such a long period of time, do you have to work outside?
No, so we've been full-time since 2014.
Oh, wow, awesome.
So I think Rugby Australia was one of the first organisations to contract us full-time. Obviously, that was to try and win a gold medal in 2016, and then we achieved that, which was awesome. And yeah, I've had like multi-year deals for the last 10 years with Rugby Australia. So we just travel the world, play rugby together.
Just doing good
train a
work.
lot.
Yeah.
Doing good work. She was doing good work in the office with me just before she came into the studio because I saw a photo of your bum on the internet. Congratulations. And I was like, how do you get one? I had the question, is it harder to have a big bum, lose weight and sculpt a bum, or is it, my case, starting from zero, got nothing to lose.
And build it up.
And you were showing me some bum exercises in there.
Yeah, we started with some basics, just with a booty band.
A booty band. And
between your
then
knees.
some side steps.
Some side steps.
Slightly bent over.
Yep.
Yeah.
But our girls do a lot of like heavy squatting. Like we actually lift really heavy, so I think that contributes to the size.
Okay.
But I
Deadlifts?
think we do a bit of deadlifting. But even tournament week we lift really heavy. So like I think one of our girls lifts like 180 kilos squats.
She squats 180 kilos.
Yeah.
Is there a bum-specific food, Shaun, don't say sausages, that I should be consuming to help build
Lean protein, I
foundation?
suppose.
Yeah, lots of protein.
Okay,
Yeah.
and just orally? Yes.
You do you, boo.
We don't judge here, mate. We do not judge.
It's harder to chew the other way.
Charlotte's going to be great this weekend. Everyone can get behind our
party
Australian team.
atmosphere.
It is a party atmosphere. HBF Park this
guys will
weekend.
win, yeah?
Charlotte will be on fire.
so.
You can promise that.
Yeah, you'll win.
Hey, good luck this weekend. It's going to be
Thank
awesome.
you.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.